Okay, so we're gonna ask, okay, how much is the Stag? I'm an idiot, like I need another Ego Rare. All right, so there's a brand new liquor store here in Rocklin, California, in the Sacramento area. It's not officially open, but as you can see, the doors are open, so we're gonna get a little sneak preview of the new NorCal bottle shop. You'll see as we're walking around the store that it's not completely filled up yet. They still gotta fill it out a little bit, so we're ahead of it, so I gotta imagine it's only going to get better. Just a quick walk through of the shelves, and then we'll kind of look around a little bit and see. Yeah, you know how I love the old 175 of the Willet pot still. We're gonna leave that one here. All right, so before I show you around a little bit and we take a look and kind of see what they got on the shelves, I did want to make a point that there are a lot of different types of liquor stores. You've got your big box liquor stores, like Total Wine. You've got your very small places that don't have a lot of selection. And then there's the in-between, like Rocklin Bottle Shop, which is kind of a mid-sized store. A lot of selection. Places like this tend to do a lot of store picks and single barrels. I know that the owner of this one does. I'll show you a few of those here in a minute. He also is one of those guys that is very, very competitive and reasonably priced on a lot of his liquor, but you will see there will be some other things in here that are very special and unique. And of course, those are gonna be on secondary prices because a small liquor store owner like this one can kind of do whatever he wants and is not gonna leave that money on the table. I wanna point this out really quick. Somebody was asking me, a new whiskey drinker, about makers. And if you're a Maker's drinker and you're new to whiskey and you've not had 46, you need to go to 46, and specifically 46 cask strength. This is actually a really, really delicious version of Maker's. I think the best version of Maker's that there is that you can get on the regular, just for reference there. There's some High West, the beautiful Idaho Harper, Bardstown Origins. Knob Creek 12, another really great bottle, probably the peak of the Knob Creek lineup in my opinion. You could argue that the 15 or the 18 are better, but based on the price difference, I think this is the sweet spot for the Knob Creek lineup and the 12. You know, not as expensive, but a lot better than the 9. A little bit of Irish. There's the old red spot, blue spot. So here's a great example. Blue spot is one of those things that's got up a ton in price. I have seen it priced for very, very expensive prices. Here, it's $2.99. Not the peak of secondary price, but if you go to the big box stores, this is already a $2.30 or $2.50 bottle. So I think it's probably a pretty reasonable markup, given that it's not at SRP. It's ridiculously expensive. It used to be a lot cheaper than that. There's a great bottle you don't see very often. That's actually a pretty reasonable price right there. Given as much as these can go for sometimes, that might be one worth buying right there. The old Booker's 2023-02. While this is a reasonable price on Booker's, this is probably my least favorite Booker's, for the record. Sorry. Ooh. So there's a nice find right there. Oh, they're empty, very smart. So the Blood Oath Packed 9, they've got the 10 released right now, but not only you're not going to have an easy time finding these, but that's a pretty reasonable price. It is over MSRP, but good luck finding it. You're not going to find it for MSRP anymore right now. Another thing I want to point out about liquor stores like this, you're going to find things like this mythology that I know around here in town, this really isn't that easy to find. It's not a super expensive whiskey. It's just really, really cool label, but just you can't really find it any other place. Nobody else really carries it. So they do carry it here. It's about 50 bucks. It's a reasonable price too. The old Penelope lineup. Some My Lemon Green. You know I got to point it out. You know I got to point out the Lost Monarch cask strength. Love those Redwood Empire cask strength. Here's another bottle that's not very easy to find around here as far as smaller liquor store goes. The Early Times Bottled in Bond. That's a real value bottle right there. $24.99 for that one right now. Pretty fair price. Really hard to find around here, and that's really, really reasonable. One of the things you'll also find in small liquor stores like that is local stuff. This is actually a local to Sacramento J.J. Pfister distilling a high rye bourbon. J.J. Pfister's a great place in town, really great cocktails. Their bourbon, not a huge fan of this one, but some of their newer stuff, they're going in the right direction. That's going to be one you might want to watch out for in the future. Take a quick sweep of the things that are up on the upper shelves. There's some Octomore for your Scotch fans. If you are a tequila lover, look at that. That Fortaleza Still String Blanco is actually a really difficult bottle to find. They do have it here for the tequila fans. I did hear her say it was about $99, so not very compelling, very interesting with that extra proof. You gotta love seeing the look at the little flex with the old Van Winkle boxes up on the top shelf there. Your literal top shelf versus see a Four Roses up there. There's a rare Four Roses, your E.H. Taylor. Whole bunch of Bombergers and Shanks. Some Michter's 10. Some really unusual bottles up there. Of course, you would be disappointed coming into a liquor store like this if you did not see the Tater bottles of the Blanton straight from the barrel, the Gold, the Stag. I don't think I'd put Widow Jane in there with those ones, but the old 18, some Caribou Crossings, the old Obtainium, and oh, look at that. So in the unexpected find category, we're gonna put the Screaming Titan. So I'm pretty sure that's gone just about anywhere else. I do want to make it a point to talk about something about this store that is really interesting that I find in a lot of the smaller stores. That's definitely worth pointing out is the store picks. As an example, there is a Sazerac Barrel Select Eagle Rare store pick. That is going to be about twice the cost of a regular one, but in my experience, these have been super interesting. I mean, sometimes these are a lot better. I've got an Eagle Rare store pick from another local store that's definitely better than the standard Eagle Rare. So you gotta, if you find a store like this, and I know that the owner here is a great picker. I actually recently helped him pick an E.H. Taylor single barrel that'll be coming that I'm super excited about. But when you know he's a good picker, then you know that you're bound to get something a little extra special when you get the store picks. I'm gonna show you the store picks I got here right now. A Frey Ranch single barrel strength, a little Elijah Craig, not as special there. A Whistle Pig 12-year though, that's an unusual one. Trestle, I don't know much about that one. Little Oakeneden, little Laws, some Old Elk, and the old Corazon in Blanton's bottles. I do want to point out the giant tease that is the empty Weller 12s boxes. It's not cool, man. It's not cool. Get me all excited like that. At least I think they're empty. Okay, so we're gonna ask, okay, how much is the Stag Junior? $199. Okay, $199 for the Stag Junior. How much is the Blanton's Gold? Blanton's Gold is $249. $249. She knows her prices right off the top of her head. Okay, so how much is the straight from the barrel? $349. $349 for the straight from the barrel. Okay, so there's an idea of what you expect for some of the harder to get secondary bottles here at the NorCal bottle shop. I'm not going to ask about the Bombergers or the Michter's 10 Rye because we have a deal going on. So $259 for either Bombergers or Shanks. And 4 bottles of Michter's. And 4 bottles of Michter's. Which Michter's? We're going to go see what this is about. Okay, so you get a sour mash, an American whiskey, a rye, a bourbon, whatever you want, and then you get to buy the Bombergers or the Shanks. 5 bottles for $250. So how much is a Bombergers or Shanks if you buy it by itself? Oh, I got you. I thought you'd know all of them. That was pretty good. You were blowing through those. See, now I feel bad about making her climb up the ladder. So for $199, you could buy a Bombergers or a Shanks, or you can get 5 bottles for $250, and that sounds like a no-brainer. Yeah, so so here's what I want to point out. There's Russell's 13 and Russell's Single House, Single Rick. Oh, she's gonna check them. I'm scared to ask these things. It makes me nervous. Okay, so Rick House is $349. Okay, that's not less than I thought it would be. Okay, $249 for 13, $349 for Rick House. I think Rick House is the deal there. That's actually pretty reasonable as far as the prices go on those. That's less than I thought it would be. It's cool to get some of the prices on some of those things. And as you can see, prices on some things are super reasonable. Prices on some things are moderately reasonable. And prices on some things are probably more than I would pay for it. But he's probably right on the market on a lot of those things. I can tell you, I bet you some of those prices have come down since, last year or the year before. But, $349 for a single rick house, it's a lot of money. It's definitely marked up. But I think if you look online, you're going to find them for a lot more than that. But I'm sure you guys will tell me in the comments where you got them for half that price. And nobody's going to admit to paying twice as much, even though I'm sure that some of you did. Don't lie. So anyway, here is a little sneak preview. We're probably going to come back and talk to the owner again, maybe try some of those single barrel picks after they get the store filled out. So it's not quite filled out yet. The opening isn't until sometime in early June. So if you're in the Sacramento, Rocklin area, come by, check it out, or maybe wait for the grand opening. All right, so of all of the stuff that is there, I don't always buy something when I go out and do these videos, but you guys know me. I've got a soft spot for the Eagle Rare, so the little sticker got me. I'm an idiot, like I need another Eagle Rare, but there you go. NorCal bottle shops in Rocklin. They're gonna get you for something. So come by, check it out. Pretty cool. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, yada, yada, yada. We're on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, and I don't know, some of those other things too. Just find us, we're everywhere. Thanks for watching.